This is Maheshwaran Nagarajan. So based on one of the viewer requests, today we are going to learn about the hookup items and the libraries in smart plant instrumentation and how it need to be configured. So you might understood in my earlier videos what is hookup and what are the basic steps need to be followed to create the hookup. So continuation of that. So today we are going to learn about the hookup item library configuration. So what is hookup item library and how it need to be configured in smart plant instrumentation? So in smart plant instrumentation you have the reference explorer option. The reference explorer option which is used to configure the reference library components in SPI. So here in reference explorer you have the hookup item library. So by using the hookup item library you can configure your item library. So basically item library means what and why it is required to configure in SPA. So item library, it means a mechanical component which is required to install the particular instrument. If you take flow transmitter, level transmitter, pressure transmitter, temperature transmitter, any control valves, every instrument have its own mechanical component requirement when you do the installation. So which appear in the bill of material, which appears in your hookup drawing as well. So these components need to be configured in SPA by the help of hookup item library. Let's take a pressure transmitter. What are the components are required to install the pressure transmitter? Stop valve, plug, T-pipe run male, connector male, tubings. So these are basically items which need to be configured in smart plant instrumentation through the reference explorer in hookup item library. So how to complete this hookup activity? So is it only hookup item library fulfill your hookup drawing preparation? No. Hookup item library preparation is part of the hookup drawing preparation in smart plant instrumentation. You also need to configure the hookup names and hookup types. Okay. So let's see in SPA how to do that. So let's go to the SPI. So you are in the smart plant instrumentation window now. So let's open the reference explorer, go to the tools, reference explorer. So you have opened the reference explorer. In the reference explorer you can see the multiple folders which are panels, cables, wiring equipment, hookup item library, macros, typical loops, typical instruments and queries. So in my earlier videos you might understood how to use the typical loop and typical instruments and macro folders. So now let's focus on the hookup item library to complete the hookup activity. So right click on the hookup item library, new. There you can see two options. One is active item library, another is item library. Click on item library. So you can create the new item library. Item library means what? In generally, if you say library, you can see a collective books in a library. So you can pick any book and you can read it out. Similar way, Here in SPA, the library is a place where you can create the collective items to install a particular instrument. I hope you are getting my point. So now item library, you need to name it library name. Any name you can configure it. You can configure hookup item library, or you can configure all items, whatever you wish. So I am going to configure hookup library. So here is a place where you are going to configure all mechanical components which are required to install any instrument in the site. So here you can see the A, because it's created previously in this hookup item library. So now next what you need to do, right click on this hookup item library, action, set as active item library. Just click on it. So you have set as a active item library, and the library might have the items assigned to hookup. Do you want to set the selected library as active item library instead? Yes. So right click on the hookup library. So here you can see item sub library. If you wish, you can create it. Otherwise, if you expand default, you get the default sub library. So you can use this as well. So right click on the default sub library, new hookup items. So you can create your items in two ways. One is in the individual item creation, or else you can create in a batch item creation. So if you go to the new, you can get the hookup item. If you go to action, you can get the batch item creation. Either you can use the option individual or else batch. So let's see the two options one by one. So new hookup item. So to create this hookup item, you must know the mechanical component details which are used in your instrument installation. So hookup item properties, so item number is 172. It's based on your project and your company mechanical component standards. So 172, I am going to put half-inch OD. Material is SS. Item library, sorry, the unit of measure is a meter, and item description is tube. If you have a storage number in your company, yes, you can enter. Manufacturer, rating, spare percentage, item cost, depends on the inputs available with you. Click OK. So you have created the item. In such a way, you need to create all other items. So simply right click, new hookup item. So 303, size, half-inch OD, half-inch NPT, material SS. So here you need to enter it. Unit of measure items, item description, connector mail. So click OK. So if you want to create more items, right click, new hookup item, 308, size same, half-inch OD, half-inch NPT, material SS, unit of measure items, then T pipe run mail. So you have the storage, manufacturer rating, spare percentage, item cost, and just click OK. Right click again, default sublibrary, new hookup item. So repeat the steps. 331, size of inch, model, material SS, item description is plug. Click OK. Hookup item 700, size of inch, material SS, stop all. Click OK. So I hope you understood the individual item creation. Let's see the batch item creation as well. So it makes you a clear idea. Action batch item creation. Click on it. So once you click on the batch item creation, how many items you are going to configure, it asks you the details. So let's take the example 5. I put prefixes 10. So it means it starts from the number 1 and incremented by 1. It means your items are going to get generate 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. So you need to be very clear, and your mechanical component number should be in the sequence. Then you can use this option. Otherwise, you need to go by the individual item creation option. So let's click OK. You can see my item number starts with 101. See? So next you should know the mechanical component details. So if you know the details, just enter let's take the example material SS, items, isolation valve something. So you have the next tab. You can see when you create the individual item creation, you don't get the next tab. Now you can see the next tab. So click on the next tab. The data has been modified. Do you want to save the changes? Yes. So you need to enter the other item information. So in such a way, you need to configure your each and every items by the batch loop, batch item creation methodology. So I'm just skipping this. Okay, I hope you understood this. Just refresh. You can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the individual item creation. So thank you guys. So this video I am publishing based on the viewer request. Thank you.